wanted to take a quick look at what we risk losing when things are more digital. So if we're going to pursue that more digital strategy, we really want to make sure that we're not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, forgive the expression. There are two things that come to mind here, right? So the first, incredibly important, is our people advantage. And I wonder how many of us on this call, because I know I've done it, have struck up a connection with a salesperson or a vendor rep at an event or a face-to-face meeting. And as a result, we felt a lot warmer and fuzzier about that particular vendor than their very similar competitors. With digital only, we risk losing that brand affinity that we're getting from that. And moving into the second point, we risk missing out on the art of conversation. And when I say art of conversation here, I mean that really natural human ability for a person to ask an expert or a salesperson a direct question and get a direct response. Now, that ability of human conversation to take a product or a solution and put it in the context of the individual by learning about and then responding to their individual needs. That's something really important and something we're going to keep in mind as we move through this session. Because what we actually find is that as we move into this more digital world, our post-pandemic B2B landscape, if you want to call it that, actually risks looking a little bit more cold and impersonal. So if we think we're putting less stock perhaps in events and trade shows because we didn't have a choice at the time and things are changing, and we're booking less face-to-face meetings, those were the elements that allowed our audience to connect a human face and personality to our brands. So if we take those away, what we are in danger of is finding it harder for our buyer experiences online to pass that famous logo test, right? So we do this in branding exercises all the time. When we're looking at the outputs of what we're doing, we say, if we switched out the logo at the bottom and we put another one in its place, would it still make sense? Would it be just as relevant to that second logo? If so, we're not unique and personal enough. We're not differentiated enough. We need to go back to the drawing board. Absolutely no light cast on these brands, by the way. It's just to show the example. So the last thing that we want is for our B2B buyer journey information, all of that content that we lovingly create, to become commoditized. So with our buyers more agnostically searching the internet for the best information because they're all busy and they need to get to it quickly, we need to be developing the relevance of our information and how well that's delivered to the buyer.